be talking about 5 tips for transitioning from public school to homeschool. If you're new here, it's fantastic to have you. I'm Abigail, the Homeschool Hippie, and let's dive in. Before I get too far in, I know some of my regular subscribers are going to be going, girl, where did your hair go? The answer to that is I took my extensions out for my natural hair's maintenance, and of course, you know, the extensions maintenance. And long story short, I had a lot of hair loss, even more so than the normal amount that should be lost. And so I'm kind of waiting and giving myself a little break to see if I want to put my extensions back in or not, and ultimately if or how much they did damage my natural hair. I don't want to get any more distracted than that, so we're going to go ahead and dive into this video on 5 tips for transitioning from public school to homeschool. This video is a collaboration with a lot of wonderful, awesome homeschooling mamas. It is sponsored by Cheater at Home. I hope I've said your name right. Her link will be down in the pinned comment, as well as the playlist in the description box, so please be sure to check everyone out. You need to have an open and honest discussion with your child about their excitement, about their worries, about their thoughts, about their anxieties. You need to be open and honest about everything. Ask them how they feel. Ask them what they're worried about. How can you work with them to ensure that those anxieties are met in a loving manner, and above all, that you rise above them? If you go into homeschool without talking to your kids about what to expect, about how they feel, about how you feel, and you don't have that open dialogue that's 2 ways, you're going to set yourself up for a lot of hardships. That's just something that I feel very passionate about. You have to be able to communicate with your kid openly. Stay in touch with your child's friends and encourage making new ones. I know that we are in this back to school setting and we are gearing up for a new year. If you don't know your child's friends' information, now is a great time to try to hit up social media or find them and keep them in touch. This can look like extracurricular activities such as Sunday school, Sunday programs, church programs, such as Teen Kid. It can also look like Scouts, American Heritage Girls, all of those things. Staying in touch with your child's already existing friends is so important to maintain those relationships, but also to encourage new ones. When we're in this transition period, it can very much feel like we need to compare what was to where our friends are now and where we are now. Versus if we encourage new ones, but still, of course, maintain those original friendships, we can encourage them to reach out to other kids in the homeschool community like themselves. You can do this through co-op, you can do this through local homeschool meetings, homeschool conferences, homeschool groups. You can get pen pals for your kids. There's so many options available. My 3rd tip is to use that flexibility that homeschool offers to your advantage those first couple of weeks. Something that I did personally is I pulled my child in the middle of the school year. We realized it wasn't working for our family, and so we took a few weeks off because we all needed that space to breathe. It came at a very difficult time for our family. And when I was ready to go back, I thought, how can I really make them feel inside that this is totally different and that this is going to be a positive thing? How can I just reinforce that? And so what I did was I chose to start homeschool later in the morning. My family, we are not morning people, so the 8 a.m. school time for us was always kind of, we dreaded it, we didn't like it. So I chose that every day we started school at 10 a.m. gave us a little bit of extra sleep. It also gave us time to wake up and really get our bearings and get prepared for the day before we had to dive into school. I noticed immediately that my kids absolutely loved this. They loved that they got to start school later than all of their friends. And additionally, another thing that you can do in that aspect is start a week later from when your public school starts. So if your school is going to start, your public school, they're going to start on August 5th. I don't know, I just pulled that date out of my wazoo, but okay. So say your public school is going to start on August 5th. Maybe you want to say, okay, realistically, I've looked at the year and I know based on the breaks and things we want to take, we can start 2 weeks later and still possibly finish just before or at the same time as our public school. So then your child has seen that you can start a little bit later, and that's another brilliant tactic to end comparison. So homeschool might work out really well and be super awesome and positive on the first day, and you start off and everyone's so excited. Or your child might wake up and be like, oh man, especially the older kids, oh man, this is my first year, I'm not going to public school and I'm so psyched about homeschool. But I miss my best friend Jane. I wonder who she's eating lunch with. You can give your child the space to handle any kind of emotions. Maybe they're excited that they're starting late, or maybe you have one of those kids who internally they're really excited about homeschool, but they've realized that their friends are at school without them. And I think just being able to be flexible with your child and understand that they may have some positive or even negative emotions when starting school will serve you so well. Let's get real. You need to set very real expectations. No one told me this when I transitioned from public school to homeschool. Setting realistic expectations is so important. Don't try to replicate public school. I don't know a single person that this has worked for. You need to get that out of your head. You need to just take it and throw it in the trash. We need to set realistic expectations. What are the hours of our school time going to be? What is our lesson plan going to look like? Where are we going to homeschool? For my family, that's in the main dining area. We call it the homeschool room because we spend most of our day in there and we do homeschool in that room, but we also have breakfast, lunch, and dinner at that same table. That may not work for you, and that's okay, but that's a realistic expectation of the space that you might want. Be prepared for rough days. Be prepared to start a school day and everything go wrong. And say, you know what? I set a realistic expectation at the beginning of the school year that on days like this, if possible at all, we're going to take the day off. Set positive mom time aside. You need to take time out, whether that's once a week, whether it's 10 minutes a day. You need to set aside time to not be the teacher. You need to set aside time to do something fun with your kid, or have a conversation with them, watch a movie, pop popcorn, go grab ice cream, go for a walk. Something that your kid already responds to positively, but that can be a special kind of just, hey, I'm mom still and I love you and let's have fun together outside of the classroom. Having that separation so that they realize that you're not always in teacher mode or always in mom mode is very helpful. I've noticed that that really helps my kids. They do better on their schoolwork, and of course their attitudes are all around better because they're constantly with me. They're getting lots of positive attention both in and out of homeschool. One little thing before I go. I did not list this in my tips because I feel like this is just a very basic foundation laying thing, but you should obviously research and know about the homeschool laws in your state. I did want to work that into this video, but I didn't feel like it was a tip that really warranted helping transition from public school to homeschool, because that's a tip we all already know anyways, right? But just in case you haven't, or you weren't considering and now you are and you haven't even gotten started yet, that's definitely the starting place before all of these tips, is to check out what's required of your state and local laws, and of course what requirements you need to work into those honest expectations and open discussion with your child. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I am so excited about the ladies that I have collaborated with. A final reminder that that link is down in the description box below. I am super excited to be working with these ladies. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I am gearing up my back to school series, which I am so excited about. There's going to be so many fun tips available to all of you guys and some really exciting product reviews. If you're new here and you're looking forward to that kind of content, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you get notifications when I upload new content. It is totally free to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.